Hey everybody, today's video is going to be about something that's kind of personal to me because I just went through it. Withdrawal from Kratom. What is it like? How can you avoid it? Is it possible? Does it happen? Well, being that I just went through it, yeah, it can happen. What happened was I got behind. I usually pay for my Kratom when I get it, which is once a month. I get a pound a month, and it's about $125 a month for me for a pound. And it most of the time will make it through the month, but sometimes if I'm having a bad month, a really painful month, then I'll use a lot more than usual. And last month I've had a lot of pain, a lot of headaches, a lot of stress, so I've been drinking a lot of Kratom. So I ran out about halfway through the month, and which meant I had to go through the rest of the month without any Kratom at all, and that sucked. I started to notice my nose running, which is kind of like a withdrawal from the opiate almost. My pain was 10 times worse than it was normally, and plus I felt like I had nothing to do because most of my day it just exists around having a cup of Kratom with me and sipping it. So what I found was, in order not to drink too much Kratom, what I do is I'll drink a cup of Kratom, then I'll make a cup of coffee, and then I'll make a cup of Kratom, and then I'll make a cup of coffee, and it kind of gives me something, at least that feeling that I'm drinking something all day, and it saved me from drinking a pound of Kratom in a half of a month. And also, I use a lot of potentiators in my Kratom so that I can drink less of it and get a strong effect from it. And some of those potentiators that I'm talking about, a potentiator for you guys that don't know, it makes your Kratom stronger. It makes it makes the euphoria better, makes the pain relieving better, and it calms my mood down a lot. I use guarana. I bought guarana from, most of these things you can get from Amazon in bulk. I bought a bag of guarana, which guarana is pure caffeine basically. It looks like red kratom, but it's just ground up red powder of a root of something. I'm not quite sure what guarana is, but it's an elevator, and I put it in my red because red is a kind of like a low vibe kratom, where if I'm stressed out, I'll drink red and it'll calm me down, or if it's nighttime and I'm getting ready to go to bed, I'll drink a red and it'll chill me out. Green, on the other hand, gives me energy, so I don't add a whole lot of guarana to green. And then I'll also add a little taurine. Taurine, again, is something that's really good for your brain cells. It's not necessarily a potentiator, but it's good for you. So what I'm basically saying is, instead of taking vitamins and minerals in little pills and capsules, I add it to my Kratom in bulk. Like, I'm a man, and I'm a man of a certain age where certain parts of my body are not working right. So I bought saw palmetto in bulk, and I add a little saw palmetto. I add about an eighth of a teaspoon of saw palmetto to my cup of Kratom. So I'll put 5 grams of Kratom in a cup, and then I'll put about 2.5 grams of guarana in my cup over that, and then I'll put 2 grams of, or 2 grams of saw palmetto on top of that, and not even, and the tiniest little bit of taurine, and on top of that. And then I take citric acid, because you've got to use citric acid. Citric acid, what it does is it it gives the kratom something to bind to. Kratom's got a amino acid in it called nitrogenous speciosa, and that's what connects to your neurotransmitters and makes the kratom work. Wow, this is so ugly. So it's good to have I use it because I had a stroke, so I'm trying to strengthen what brain cells I have left. So I add a little taurine to it. And kratom, because kratom sometimes will slow your system down like an opiate will. You'll have trouble with digestion. So I'll add a little Metamucil in there even. I mean, my kratom is an all-purpose herbal remedy for all kinds of stuff, and I find it works a lot better for me than taking a multivitamin or saw palmetto pills or sunflower seeds, just because it's more pure. And it gets because it's a powder and it's in a liquid, it gets to your brain, it gets to the blood-brain barrier better and faster and lasts longer. Another thing I do to avoid tolerance is I'll rotate my strains. Like one day I'll have a red, today I'm having a green because I'm kind of tired. I had a green with guarana because I needed that extra boost, and I've already had 2 cups of coffee. But I wake up at 4:30 in the morning and I start drinking. And without it, my day sucks. I had to go a couple of days without kratom, and it was horrible. I mean, it was like going a day without coffee. You get headaches and you're just in a grumpy mood. So I try really hard to not run out. When I'm getting pretty low now, and it's getting close to the end of the month, so I can order another pound of it, and I'll probably do that today, so that way I won't run out again. Because running out does give you side effects or withdrawal symptoms as if you're withdrawing from an opiate, but not nearly as bad. But I mean, as you can tell by my YouTube channel, kratom is pretty much my life. Since I found it, it's changed my life. Since I hit puberty, I started getting migraines, really bad migraines. I mean, horrible, where I would throw up and I would have to just go in the bathroom, shut off the lights, and lay on the floor and throw up. And since I had my first cup of Kratom, I have not had a single migraine. And if I feel a migraine coming on, I drink a cup of Kratom and just for the debate, is it kratom, whatever? It comes from Southeast Asia. In Southeast Asian, the Southeast Asians call it Kratom. It's just they emphasize the tom instead of am or it's Kratom. And that's just how it's pronounced in Asia, and because everybody says it differently, and it doesn't really matter how you say it. It's all the same. It's all the same stuff. Kratom. I feel more comfortable saying Kratom just because that's what it's called. But my videos are more of a vlog of giving you my experiences with Kratom. And I don't have fancy editing skills. I use my iPhone and Final Cut Pro on my computer and a green screen, and try to make my videos as informational as possible. I'm not trying to entertain anybody. I'm just trying to be give you information, because I know in Alabama it's illegal, and if you can get Kratom in Alabama, then you're not going to find a whole lot of information on what it is. And I just recently went to a kava bar in downtown Knoxville by the university, and they charged $5 a cup for an 8-ounce cup of Kratom. $5, that's crazy. I mean, so I buy my Kratom, a pound a month, and I drink it. If I had to pay $5 a cup to drink Kratom all day, I'd be broke. But it is good to know that it's available if I run out again, and I'm starting to get a migraine. I can run out. I can go to the Kava bar and grab some Kratom. Today is a hot day because my hair is getting a little long, and the longer it gets, the balder I look. So I'm trying to maintain my youthful beauty, which is getting harder and harder to do the older I get. Excuse me. The older I get. So really, just to kind of recoup, the best way to avoid tolerance is rotate your strains. There's basically 4 main strains. I mean, you can get it from different locations. I'm not so sure that that's gonna help you with tolerance, but there's the colors. There's red, mellow, green, stimulation, white. I'm not a big fan of white. I don't drink a lot of white Kratom. Yellow is a new strain on the market. I mean, a new strain that they're just starting to sell. I'm starting to notice. And yellow just made me take a nap. No euphoria, no pain help. If you're looking for euphoria, mix red and green together, and that's called black. So that would be the 4th strain, red and green mixed together. I take 2.5 grams of red and then put 2.5 grams of green mixed with it, mix it up, put my guarana in it to give me that extra caffeine stimulus boost, and add my hot boiling water from my tea kettle into it, stir it up, and sip it, and have a much better day. I hope you guys are having a great day. Drink Kratom, stay strong. I wish I would have had this when I was in university. It would have saved my brain all the coffee that I drank. But anyway, I've got to start to think. If you guys have got any questions about Kratom, or want to see a video on any particular part of it, where it comes from, what it is it dangerous, is it harmful, can you OD on it? I can make videos specifically on stuff, on questions. I mean, I would love to do a question and answer, so put some questions on the comments. I do read your comments. And as far as I know, the people that have died taking Kratom from the FDA had other substances in their system, like they were taking oxycodone and downing Kratom. I mean, yeah. I mean, was it the oxy that killed them, or was it the double sedative that was in it? Because red Kratom definitely has a sedating effect, which, if you're bipolar, can be good because it keeps you more stable from. And I'm not a doctor, and I probably shouldn't be giving any of this kind of medical advice, but for yeah, too much citric acid. But for me personally, it's kept my mania at a level where I take less of my bipolar medicine. Definitely take a lot less analgesic pain relievers. I don't take Tylenol at all anymore. And Excedrin migraine was a joke. Kratom, I mean, has been the greatest thing for pain that I've found. My mom just broke her leg and she's now taking oxys, and I'm afraid she's going to get addicted to it. I'm trying to get her, but she can't get past the taste. And she's not into holistic medicine as much as I am. I've got a book of herbs about that thick that are for medicinal purposes, and in my kitchen I've got jars all labeled with a fancy label maker full of bulk herbs and spices and stuff that I use for different things to try to stay healthier. And I'm 51 years old. I'll be 51 years old in July. And besides the stroke, I'm pretty healthy. I'm my worst enemy because I don't sleep right and I don't eat right, but I'm not obese. My blood levels are great, and I feel more cognitively clear because of Kratom. Kratom really does help your brain cells. Peace out, people.